Welcome back, everybody. Today I have a nice beginners Pilates workout for you. We are focusing on your core, your glutes, and some shoulder stability, also including some beautiful stretches in between. So let's start with your hip flexor stretch. Kneeling, 1 foot forward, slightly tuck your tailbone under, draw in your T-zone, and then you're just going to lunge forward, just stretching out the front of the leg. Now, if you are unsure of what I mean by your deep core muscles or your T-zone, please refer to my Pilates Basics video linked below. Excellent. All right, let's swap sides. So you're going to do the other leg. So again, just tucking the tailbone slightly under, drawing your deep abdominal muscles, and then you're just going to lunge forward, stretching the front of the thigh, the hip flexors. Keep that arm up as well, the same arm as the back leg. That'll help stretch out the hip flexors, but just make sure you're keeping the ribs to hip connection so you're not arching through your back and avoiding the stretch. Okay, let's go into your first exercise today. So that is your serratus anterior activation exercise. This works your shoulder blade muscles and prevents your shoulder blades from winging. So in your all four position, your knees are under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. Your spine is in neutral spine with your chin tucked in. Keep your T-zone tight, and you're going to slowly lower your body towards the ground, keeping your arms straight and your spine in neutral. And then you're going to draw the body back up to meet the shoulder blades. Excellent. So inhale as you lower down, and then exhale as you draw your upper body back up to meet your shoulder blades. Remember to keep the arms straight, but the elbows not locked, so keep them soft. Excellent. Keep your chin tucked in, neck long, so your head shouldn't be hanging towards the ground. Keep your eyes straight down towards the ground. Excellent. Keep it going. You should really feel under your armpits working. So focus on squeezing under the armpits as you drive back up. Beautiful. Okay, moving on, we're going to do horse kicks and work your glute muscles. So in the all four position, just bring one knee slightly towards your midline. And then we're going to hover the other knee, point the toe, and then extend the leg out in line with the rest of the body. Now it's super important to keep the T-zone tight and keep your rib to hip connection so your back does not arch when you lift up that leg. So we're working the glutes, so really squeeze the glute as you lift the leg. So squeeze, breathe out to lift the leg, breathe in to bring the knee back to that hovering position. Good. Remember to keep the weight through that knee and off the hands. Try to really keep the hips square so they're not rocking side to side. And again, keep that back in neutral so you're not arching the back as you lift the leg. It's really important to keep the rib to hip connection. Good. Keep lifting the upper spine up towards the shoulder blades so your upper back and your head isn't hanging. And just check the shoulders are pulling back and down so the shoulders aren't up near your ears. Good. And the next one, we're just going to stay up and pulse. So tummy super tight, T-zone tight. That's it. Squeeze the glute, point the toe, and just lifting the leg up and down, staying at the top. Good. Squeeze the glute. Awesome work. Okay, it's time to do those on the other side. So back to your horse kicks on the other side. So make sure your T-zone's tight, your back is in neutral, your upper spine is lifted up towards your shoulder blades, and the chin's tucked in and the head is long. Remember to keep the weight through the stabilizing knee. Keep the hips square. This will really fire up the other glute, the glute that you're stabilizing on. Good. Squeeze the glute as you extend that leg out in line with the rest of the body. Keep the tummy super tight so you're not arching through your back. You want those core muscles firing and keeping the back still. Keep the hips square. So when you're bringing that knee back down, it's just hovering a centimeter above the ground. Beautiful. Nearly there. So remember to really point through the toe, stretch through the leg, extend it as far as you can to really work that glute. Lovely. The next one, hold up, and we're going into pulses. So keeping that leg straight, pointing through the toe. And we're just pulsing at the top, squeezing the glute to lift the leg. Keep the ribs to hips to not arch to the back. Keep the weight through that stabilizing knee and off the hands as much as possible. Keep the shoulders pulling back and down. Awesome work. All right, let's go into a prayer stretch. So you're going to sit your bottom down towards your feet, stretch through the arms and let the upper body just relax down. So you'll feel this through the lats, under the arms, and maybe your lower back if it's tight. Okay, next we're going into your lower trap activation. So this is working between the shoulder blades, but first we just need to get into that neutral spine so your back isn't arching. So really draw your T-zone in, your belly button towards your spine, and slightly tuck your tailbone under. So from there, your arms are stretched out long and you can widen them a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. That's it. Now breathe out. We're just going to pull the shoulders back and down. So working between the shoulder blades, the lower traps. Okay, now we're going to go and do the same thing with your arms at 90 degrees. So just bring the elbows to the side of the shoulders, elbows at 90, and we're going to do the same thing, just squeezing the shoulder blades back and down. Let your arms just slide along the ground. Good. So breathe out as you slide the shoulder blades back and down, and breathe in as you release. Okay, we're going to keep working those shoulder blade muscles and we're going to make little circles with your hands. So just lifting your arms off the ground, keeping your shoulder blades pulling back and down, you're just going to circle the hands up towards your head, out and back around. So keep drawing in through your T-zone, keep tucking your tailbone under, thinking ribs to hips so you're not over arching your back. Keep pulling your shoulder blades back and down, keep your chin tucked in. And if your neck does get tired, you can rest your head on the ground and keep with the arm circles. Good, keep your legs relaxed. Nearly there. Beautiful. Okay, we're moving on to flight, so still working those shoulder blade muscles. So we're going to tuck the tailbone under, T-zone tight, shoulder blades pulling back and down, and then lift your arms. So you're lifting them up off the ground and they can go out to the side slightly. And then we're going to turn the palms up and then turn the palms down. So rotating the arms, but the shoulders do not move. So the shoulder blades are pulling back and down, the shoulders are pulling back and down and not moving. So your arms are rotating. Just make sure it's not just your wrists rotating, the whole arm is rotating. That's it. Keep tucking the tailbone under, keep drawing the belly button up off the ground. Keep the ribs to hips, chin tucked in. And again, if your neck does get tired, you can rest your head on the ground. And just remember, you can do this one standing as well if your body doesn't like laying in this position. Nearly there, you're doing awesome. You should be feeling this through the shoulder blade muscles and maybe the back of the arms. Okay, next we're going to give your neck a little stretch. So come up kneeling. So we're going to kneel, T-zone tight, ribs to hips, shoulders pulling back and down. Tuck your chin in. And we're just going to tilt the head to the side. Really stretch down through your fingertips. Feeling a nice gentle stretch down the side of the neck. Now I like to use my hand just to put a tiny little bit of pressure to enhance the stretch. Excellent work. And swap sides. Good. Beautiful. Okay, next we're doing clans, which works your glute muscles. So laying on your side, with your knees bent, there should be a straight line from your hand, shoulder, hips and feet. You're going to activate your T-zone, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your heels together and open the knee. So breathe out to open and breathe in to release. Now remember to keep in that neutral spine so you're not arching your back. So think ribs to hips and nothing should move. So your hips shouldn't be rocking, your spine shouldn't be moving. Keep pushing that top hip away to keep the gap between the waist and the floor. Good. Breathe out to open, breathe in to release. Awesome work. So keep it going. By now you should be feeling those glutes really fire. So imagine your knicker line right there in the middle of the glutes. That's it. Keep breathing out to open, in to release. One more. And then we're going to go into clam kickouts. So the next one, open, extend the leg long in line with the rest of the body, then bend the knee back in, heels together, and then lower the knee back down. So there's 4 movements. So let's breathe in to open, breathe out to extend the leg, breathe in to come back, feet together, and breathe out, knees together. Remembering to keep your spine still, hips still, nothing moves. This will really activate those glutes. Good. Keep drawing in through the belly, hollowing out the core, keeping the shoulders pulling back and down, chin tucked in. And those glutes should be burning. Keep it going, we're nearly there. Awesome work. All right, moving on to 90-degree clam. So we need to bring our knees up. So our hips are at 90 degrees and knees are at 90 degrees. Hips are stacked. And the same thing, we're going to squeeze the heels together, squeeze the glutes, and open the knee. Good. Breathe out to open and breathe in to release. Good. Now I'm just pointing to the exact muscle that is doing the work, that should be doing the work. Now just take note, if your ITB, the side of the leg, or anywhere else is kicking in, please just rest, recover, come back to the exercise and get the right muscles firing. You don't want the wrong muscles firing. Okay, going into bent leg lift, same position, 90 degrees at the hips and knees. We're going to squeeze the glute and lift the leg, lift that top leg above the bottom leg. Keep it in line with the bottom leg. Good. So squeezing the glute, lift the leg, and then slowly control it back down. Again, there should be no rocking of the hips, no movement through the spine. Good. Breathing out to open, breathing in to come back down. You're doing amazing. Keep it up. Now just remember to lead with the knee, not the foot. So you really want to keep the external rotation movement happening and only go as high as you can without letting the hips rock. So you don't want to lift the legs so high that the hip rocks back. Keep the hips stacked and they don't move. Okay, last one on this side in this series, and it's the inner thigh lift. So keeping that top leg bent at 90 degrees with the bottom leg straight, we're just going to lift the leg using the inner thigh. So keep the hips stacked, keep the gap between the waist and the floor, and use your inner thigh to lift the leg off the ground. Hold and slowly release. Beautiful, keep that going. Just don't let the leg rest on the ground. Keep the toe pointed, really stretch long through the leg and the toe. Keep the hips stacked, so really keep that T-zone tight so there's no movement through the hips. And just one more check, are you smiling? How good does it feel to work the body? Okay, we're going to make this harder and we're just going to stay at the top half. So instead of going all the way down, you're going to go halfway down and then lift again. So staying at the top half. Excellent. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Good, we're so close. One more and done. Okay, time to do it all on the other side. So first we're doing clams. So laying in a nice straight line. So from your hand, shoulder, hips and feet with your knees bent. Keep the gap between the waist and the floor so the hips are stacked. T-zone tight. Squeeze the heels together, squeeze the glutes and open the knee. Good. Exhale to open. Inhale to lower the leg. Good. Keep it going. So breathing out to open, breathing in to lower. And just make sure those hips aren't rocking, especially rocking back when you open the knee or rocking forward as you come forward. Keep them nice and still. Keep them stacked. So push that top hip away to keep the gap between the waist and the floor. Beautiful. Keep those shoulders back and down. Awesome. You're doing so good. Okay, adding on, we're doing the clam kick out. So open, extend the leg, bend it back in, and then knees down together. Good. Breathe in to open, breathe out to extend, breathe in to come back, heels together, and breathe out, knees together. So just remember, when you're extending the leg, don't let the leg go lower than hip level, and you're working that outer glute. So right there where I'm pointing, the knicker line. Awesome. Keep it going. Okay, your glutes should be on fire. I know mine are. Excellent. So breathing in to open, breathing out to extend, breathing in, heels together, breathing out, knee to come back down. Good. Remember to keep the T-zone tight, ribs to hips, so you're not arching through the back. Awesome. And make sure your butt's not tucking right under either. Keep that neutral spine. So good. All right, moving into the 90-degree clam. So your hips and your knees are 90 degrees. And same thing, hips are stacked. Gap between the waist and the floor. Squeeze the heels together, squeeze the glutes, and open the knee. Breathe out, breathe in to lower. Beautiful. Keep going, you're doing so good. Okay, you have one more, and then we're going into your bent leg lift. So that top leg is just going to lift in line with the bottom leg. Remember, leading with your knee, keeping your hips still. So don't let them rock back as you open the knee. Just really lock them in place using your T-zone. Good. Keep your ribs to hips so you're not arching your back, shoulders pulling back and down. Then breathing out to open, breathing in to lower. Okay, we're up to the last one in this series, the inner thigh lift. So the top leg bends at 90 degrees at the hips and knees, and the bottom leg, stretch it long, point the toe, and you're lifting it up, breathing out, breathing in to slowly lower. Remember, don't let it rest on the floor. That's it. Keep the hips stacked. So push that top hip away to keep the gap between the waist and the floor. So as you lift the leg, make sure that hip isn't moving up towards you. Keep the T-zone tight. That's it. Okay, we're going to finish off keeping that leg in the top half. So breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower halfway down, breathing out to lift again. Keep it going. Awesome work, we're done. That series is done. Moving on. Okay, next we're doing pelvic curls. So laying on your back with your knees bent, have your feet hip width distance apart. Draw in your T-zone, And then tuck your tailbone under and roll up your spine vertebra by vertebra off the ground. Go as high as you can without arching your back. Keep your ribs to hips so you're not flaring the ribs. You're trying to get a straight line from your knees to your shoulders, and then you're going to roll down vertebra by vertebra. So you're breathing out to roll up, pause at the top, and then breathe in as you roll back down. So these pelvic curls really work the buttock muscles, the glutes, and the back of the thighs, the hammies, the hamstrings. So just really make sure you're pushing through the heels to activate the glutes. Make sure the knees are staying in line with the feet so they're not falling inwards or winging out. That's it. Really push through the heels. Make sure you're not rolling into the toes and lifting the heels off the ground. Push through the heels to activate the glutes. Breathing out to roll up, hold at the top, and then breathing in to roll back down. Keeping the shoulders pulling back and down, chin tucked in. Good. You're doing amazing. Okay, the next pelvic curl, hold at the top, and we're going to do tiny little pulses, or you can just hold in the one position. That's it, making sure you're tucking the tailbone under, thinking ribs to hips, activating your glutes, pushing through the heels. Good, one more second. Beautiful. And then roll back down vertebra by vertebra. Okay, next we're going into abdominal curls. This obviously works the abdominals. So interlace your fingers at the base of your head, elbows wide, shoulders pulling back and down, and gently just rest your head into your hands. Breathe in, T-zone tight, and then breathe out, curl the body up, trying to get your rib cage to hip bones. Excellent. So because our feet are on the ground, our back is in neutral position. So as you curl up, try to keep that neutral position. You're not flattening out your back on the ground. You're not tucking the tailbone under. The hips aren't moving. That's it. Really use your abdominals to curl the body up. Try to get those shoulder blades off the ground. Good. Shoulders pulling back and down, chin tucked in. And remember, try not to use your arms or your neck to pull you up. Use your abdominals. Keep the shoulders pulled back and down, the elbows wide, and the head heavy into the hands. Good. Should be feeling these abdominal muscles working. Okay, last one. Keep that same starting position. This time when we curl up, we're going to do an oblique curl. So we're going to use your obliques to bring your right rib cage to your left hip bone, then release back down, and then your left rib cage to your right hip bone, then release back down. So still shortening the rib cage to the hip bones, keeping the elbows wide, shoulders pulling back and down, neutral spine. That's it, using your abdominals to get you up, curling the body across. Good, you're doing so well. Just a reminder, you should not feel this through your lower back or neck. So keep your tummy tight, your T-zone tight. Keep your head slightly heavy into your hands so you're not using your neck muscles to pull you up. That's it. And remember, you can take a rest anytime. Remember, there's no race, there's no ego. I'm all about form and technique over anything else. You want to work the right muscles. Good. All right, we're going to make this harder and we're going to keep the curl up. So instead of going to the ground in between, we're going to keep curled up and go oblique and then oblique. So right rib cage to left hip bone, stay up, come back to center. Good. And then go the other way. So good. Feel the burn. Those abs should be on fire. Breathing out to curl up. Breathe in to come back. That's it. Well done. Okay, our last core exercise. So we're going to do toe tap. So laying on your back, bringing your feet into tabletop. So with your feet in tabletop, you need an imprinted spine. So draw your T-zone tight and draw your lower back towards the ground, imprinting your spine. So from that tabletop position, your knees above your hips and your knees at 90 degrees, hips at 90 degrees, you're just going to lower the leg, tap the toe towards the ground. Beautiful. Now I just want to say, if that is too hard, put your feet back on the ground, get your back into neutral position, and then just do a leg lift. Exactly what I'm doing now. Otherwise, feet in tabletop, imprinted spine, and then just toe taps one at a time. That's it. Breathing out to tap the leg, tap the toe, breathing in to bring it back to tabletop. Okay, the main aim here as well is to really engage those core muscles and keep the spine really still. So whether it's imprinted or in neutral, you want to really lock in that spinal position and keep the ribs to hips, so you're not going to arch your back as the leg lowers or as the leg moves. That's it. Keep drawing in that core. Keep it tight. Keep the shoulders back and down. Chin tucked in. So good. Keep hollowing out that belly. The abs should be really working hard. A couple more reps and we are done. So good. Well done. Your workout is complete. We're just going to finish off with some stretching. So starting with your knee hugs, just drawing those knees and hug them towards you. You should feel this stretching your lower back and releasing any tension. Okay, we're going to a hamstring stretch. So we're stretching the back of the leg. So straightening that leg, you can have a soft bend at the knee. You're just going to grab the back of the leg and draw it towards you. Just try to keep your back in neutral and your buttocks on the ground so it's not tucking under and lifting up off the ground. Awesome work. Make sure that T-zone's tight. Let's swap legs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Draw the leg closer towards you, stretching the back of the leg. So good. Nothing feels better than the end of a workout. All right, now we're going into your glute stretch. So bend that knee and cross the ankle over the thigh. Flex your foot back. This will help protect the knee. You may feel the glute stretch already. If not, thread your hands through, grab the back of the thigh and draw the thigh towards you. I hope you're smiling and feeling super proud of yourself for showing up for you and your body today. I think personally, showing up for your body, working out, relaxing your mind is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. So I hope this workout, these great feel-good energies are going to set you up for the rest of your day. All right, let's do the glute stretch on the other side. Remember to flex that foot back towards your shin to protect the knee. If you want to enhance the stretch a little bit more, thread your hands through and pull the thigh towards you. Good. Remember to breathe. So inhale, activate your T-zone. Exhale, draw that leg closer to you, stretching a little further into the glutes. Beautiful work. Amazing. So one more breath and release the legs. You are done. Awesome work today. I hope you loved that Pilates workout. I definitely did. Please leave a comment below if you have any comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.